So if I were a huge-hearted, brilliant, neurospicy entrepreneur who had a massive vision that I knew was my soul's calling, but I was finding myself burning myself out while I was in the process of building it, here is exactly what I would do to stop self-sabotaging, get out of my own way, and really support myself robustly in order to do what I know I'm here to do, to be able to go after my big audacious goals and also feel so at ease in myself at the same time. Spoiler alert, I am also a neurospicy, huge-hearted entrepreneur, and I started to burn myself out during the beginning stages of building my business. I figured it out for myself. I help my clients through this, and I am sharing all of this with you so that you can save time and not do all the things that I did that didn't end up working. The first thing that I would do is I would really take a minute to do a thorough inventory of every single area of my life and of my business and notice two things. Number one, how satisfying is this area of my life? And number two, how much energy does it take to keep that area of life at its current status quo? You can basically stack rank like every single area of your business, all the way from how you come up with ideas, how you act as the CEO, how you influence people and invite people into your work. When you go through this process of stack ranking and really seeing, oh man, like here's how I'm really feeling, this reveals here are the areas where I have the most painful things that I'm believing about who I have to be and how I have to operate in business that is truly not in alignment and not congruent with who I am on the inside. The next thing I would do is I would get really good at being safer, more relaxed with what is happening right here, right now, and building that internal felt sense of safety. If you're going to get 4 massages per week, if you are spending an hour in talk therapy, and if you're taking 2 vacations per year, but you are still ruminating, even though you are putting yourself in escapist type environments, your body is not actually able to receive the safety that you are logistically putting yourself in. Now it is time to teach your nervous system that it is safe to receive the goodness that is already here. Once I had begun to build a bit of that skill, and in parallel, I would begin to set some loving and pretty fierce boundaries around intellectualizing, analyzing, researching, asking biz besties for, another strategy session. Because this is the strongest muscle that you currently have, but you have a whole world of other muscles. That is your body sensations, your gestures, the way that you talk with your hands while you're thinking and analyzing, how you're sitting, how you carry yourself in the world. All of these things, it is containing the missing information that is the reason why all of your efforts to grow your business aren't working right now. This whole process of beginning to be in touch with what is happening in the beautiful psychedelic world of my own body can open up a lot of sensation, a lot of emotion that hasn't had the space to be processed before. We would begin to dip our toe into what is it like to allow for sadness? What is it like to express anger? And can I reteach myself that I'm not going to lose connection with people when I allow myself to experience these things? Because emotions are meant to move us into something life-affirming on the other side of experiencing them. The next thing I would do is I would get myself into the office/Zoom room of someone who really knew how to rewire fundamental core subconscious beliefs. And the most important thing is to do this in a bottom-up way, in an experiential way. This is why I love somatic work. This is why I love dance movement therapy-inspired types of techniques. You don't need to analyze more. You need to really work with the core emotions and the core fundamental beliefs that can often just be summed up in like 3 to 5 words. And I would use all of those modalities and techniques to rewire those things that are keeping you depleted, that are keeping you overextending, that are keeping you bending over backwards for your clients, which means that you don't have the capacity to do more. Lastly, you're going to have gathered a lot of new insights and information through this whole process of really learning to listen to the world that lives inside your skin. Now it is time to really make it super fluent and almost like practice in those new ways of being in your body and begin to weave everything that you learned, these new points of view, these new perspectives, weaving them back out into your broader business operations. How does what you discovered change how you show up on sales calls, how you show up with your team, or on social media? Bit by bit, you will chip away at all of the most important areas for you to address in your business and in your life. And you will gradually relearn that it's okay to trust my instincts in this area. I can follow and listen to my emotions. And if there are some things that I'm fundamentally believing about how this area of life has to be, I know how to rewire and update those fundamental beliefs so that I can have a more expansive palette of options of how I choose to move and operate in this area of my business. This gives you the freedom and the flexibility to design your business exactly around who you uniquely are, which is exactly what the world has needed you to be all along.